Today, we're merging two powerful ideas: the viral 30-day financial cleanse and the smart debt strategies used by the wealthy. By the end, you'll know how to reset your spending habits and use debt as a launchpad for real wealth. Okay, let's be honest. When was the last time you really sat down and looked at where your money goes? Like, not just checking your bank balance to make sure you can still afford dinner tonight, but actually pulling up your transactions and seeing where your paycheck disappears to. That's what we're going to do in week 1 of your 30-day financial reset. No side hustles yet, no investing talk, just facing the facts of your spending habits. And the best way to start is by breaking your expenses into 3 simple categories: fixed, variable, and discretionary. Let's go through them. Fixed expenses. These are the non-negotiables. You owe these every month no matter what. Things like your rent or mortgage payment, car payment, phone bill, insurance, minimum payments on your credit card. If you stop paying these, something major breaks in your life. So they're staying put. Variable expenses. These are still necessary, but they change month to month. Like groceries, maybe $350 one month, $500 the next. Gas for your car, utilities depending on the season. You can control these a bit, but you can't cut them to zero. Discretionary expenses. This is where things get interesting and often ugly. These are the wants, not needs. Like Netflix, Disney Plus, or other subscriptions you barely use. Uber Eats 3 nights a week. Clothes you didn't plan to buy. That random Amazon purchase you barely remember making at midnight. I recommend you sit down with your last month's credit card and bank statements. Go through every single transaction. Color code them if it helps. Or use a budgeting app like Mint or YNAB. Let's use a real-life example. Imagine Jane. She earns $3,000 after taxes each month. After going through her expenses, here's what she finds. Fixed expenses, $1,200. Rent, car, phone, insurance. Variable expenses, $700. Groceries, gas, utilities. Discretionary, $900. Dining out, subscriptions, random purchases. Think about that. $900 in discretionary spending. That's 30% of her take-home pay going to things she could easily cut back on if she wanted to save more. And that brings us to the 50-30-20 rule. What's the 50-30-20 rule? It's a simple way to give your money a job. 50% for needs, fixed, plus essential variable expenses. 30% for wants, discretionary stuff. 20% for savings and paying off debt. It's not perfect, but it's a great place to start. For Jane, 50% of $3,000 is $1,500 needs. 30% is $900 wants. 20% is $600 savings and debt payoff. Jane's needs are pretty good, below 50%. Her wants are right at 30%, but if she wants to pay off debt faster or save more, she's got to trim those wants. Here's your homework for week 1. Pull your last month of bank and card statements. Categorize everything as fixed, variable, or discretionary. Add up the totals and see where you stand against the 50-30-20 rule. Now, if your discretionary spending is way over 30%, don't panic. Most people never even look at this stuff. The fact that you're doing it already puts you way ahead of the average person. Dave Ramsey famously said, "A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went." That's exactly what we're doing here. And let me be clear, this isn't about punishing yourself. It's about getting clear on what matters to you. Maybe you're saving for a house, a trip, or to finally pay off your student loans. Your budget, starting with these categories, is where that vision starts to take shape. So block out 30 minutes this weekend. Grab your favorite drink, put on some music, and dive into your expenses. I promise, it'll feel uncomfortable for a few minutes, but freeing afterward. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the one thing in your spending that surprised you the most? Was it the takeout? The streaming subscriptions? Let's compare notes. Week 2, minimize costs without feeling broke. Now that you've got a clear picture of where your money is going, it's time to make some moves. And no, I'm not going to tell you to stop living your life. This is about trimming the fat, not cutting to the bone. The goal for this week is simple. Lower your monthly expenses where you can, so you have more breathing room for savings, investing, or debt payoff. Let's start with your fixed expenses. These are harder to change overnight, but they're not untouchable. 1. Housing costs. If your rent or mortgage eats up more than 30% of your income, it's worth asking. Can I move to a cheaper place when my lease is up? Can I refinance my mortgage at a lower rate? Can I get a roommate to share costs for a while? Real life example. I had a friend, Alex, living downtown paying $1,800 a month for a tiny one-bedroom. He moved 15 minutes outside the city, got a bigger space for $1,300, and saved $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year, not small change. 2. Subscriptions. Be honest. How many streaming services do you actually use? Netflix, Disney+, Hulu, Crave, Spotify? Do you need all of them this month? Go through your App Store subscriptions, streaming services, and memberships. Cancel or pause what you're not actively using. You could save $10 here, $15 there, maybe $50 a month overall. Small cuts, but they add up. 3. Utilities and bills. Call your phone or internet provider. Seriously. Ask about discounts, promotions, or bundling. Tell them you're considering switching. They'll often give you a better deal to keep your business. Same goes for car insurance. Shop around. Sometimes loyalty doesn't pay. 4. Food spending. This one's huge for most people. Instead of saying no more takeout, try cutting it in half. If you eat out 5 times a week, drop it to 2. Plan your grocery runs. Don't shop hungry. Prep meals on Sunday night. Trust me, future you will be grateful on Wednesday when you're tired and tempted to order Uber Eats. Coffee runs, snack stops, impulse buys while waiting in line. They're sneaky little money leaks. Example, $5 coffee every workday is $25 a week, $100 plus a month. Brewing at home, maybe $15 a month. So here's your week 2 homework. Look at each category of spending and ask, is there a simpler or cheaper way to meet this need? Cut or reduce at least 3 things this week. Just start. Put the money you save into a savings account or use it to pay down debt. As Warren Buffett once said, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. So save first, then enjoy what's left, guilt-free. Cutting costs shouldn't feel like punishment. It should feel like freedom. You're creating space in your life for what really matters. Block an hour this weekend to make those phone calls, cancel those subscriptions, and set yourself up for more savings in week 3. And in the comments, tell me, what's one thing you cut this week? Was it a tough choice or easier than you thought? You've categorized your spending, trimmed the excess, and now you've got some extra cash in your hands. But before you go spending it, we've got work to do. Tackling your high-interest debt. Why? Because nothing drains your financial future faster than interest rates of 18%, 22%, or even 30% on some credit cards. Let's break this down simply. Imagine you owe $3,000 on a credit card with a 22% interest rate. If you only pay the minimum, it could take years to clear. And in that time, you'll pay hundreds, maybe thousands in interest alone. So this week's mission is to get aggressive with your high-interest debt. Here's how. 1. List your debts. Write down everything you owe. Credit cards, personal loans, payday loans. Include the balances and the interest rates. No judgment, just the facts. For example, Visa, $2,500 at 19.99%. MasterCard, $1,200 at 22.5%. Personal loan, $5,000 at 12%. 2. Choose a payoff strategy. Pick one of these 2 popular methods. Avalanche method. Focus on the debt with the highest interest rate first. This saves you the most money over time. Snowball method. Focus on the smallest balance first. This builds momentum fast as you knock out one debt, then another. If you want motivation, start small with the snowball. If you want efficiency, start with the highest rate. 3. Attack that debt. Take the extra cash you freed up in weeks 1 and 2 and throw it at your target debt. Keep paying the minimums on everything else. Example. Let's say you save $200 from cutting subscriptions and food delivery. Put that $200 plus your regular payment toward the Visa card. You'll see it shrink faster than you think. 4. Stop adding new debt. This sounds obvious, but it's important. Don't swipe your card again while you're paying it down. Pause spending on anything that isn't essential. A client of mine paid off $7,000 in credit card debt in 10 months by canceling a few subscriptions, cooking at home 3 nights a week, and using her annual bonus wisely. No magic, just focus. As Susie Orman says, the only way you will ever permanently take control of your financial life is to dig deep and fix the root problem. High interest debt is often that root problem. Week 3, homework. List your debts and their interest rates. Pick your strategy, snowball or avalanche. Put every extra dollar this week toward your highest priority debt. This week won't feel glamorous, but it's where real financial freedom starts to take shape. Drop a comment below. Which strategy are you using, snowball or avalanche? And what's your biggest debt focus right now? Week 4, build your emergency fund and secure your future. You've done some serious work these past few weeks. You know where your money's going, you've trimmed the excess, and you've knocked down some debt. Now it's time to build your safety net, an emergency fund that protects you from unexpected expenses. Because let's be real, life happens. Cars break down, phones fall in toilets, jobs get downsized. If you don't have a buffer, one surprise bill can send you right back into debt. So what exactly is an emergency fund? It's a stash of cash you keep in a separate savings account, not your checking account, not your investment account, specifically for financial emergencies. How much should you save? A good rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses. Start with a mini goal, maybe $500 or $1,000, then build up from there. Let's say your essential monthly expenses, housing, food, bills, transportation, total $2,000. That means your full emergency fund goal is $6,000 to $12,000. But don't let that number scare you. You're not saving it all at once. Think of it like filling a bucket 1 cup at a time. Where should you keep it? Put your emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. That way it earns a little interest, but it's still easily accessible when you need it. Don't invest your emergency fund. It's not for growing wealth, it's for protection. How to build it. Use the money you freed up in weeks 1 through 3, saved $100 a month from cutting takeout. Put it in your emergency fund. Paid off a credit card? Take that $150 a month you were sending to debt and send it to savings instead. Got a tax refund or bonus? Start your emergency fund with that lump sum. A real-life example. I know someone who started with just $10 a week. Over a year, they had over $500 saved. After 3 years, they hit their goal of $6,000. No windfalls, just consistency. As the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Your emergency fund is that prevention. Week 4, homework. Calculate your essential monthly expenses. Set a first savings goal, $500, $1,000, or 1 month's expenses. Open a separate high-yield savings account. This is about peace of mind. When life throws the unexpected your way, you'll have a financial cushion to soften the blow. All right, let's step back for a second. In just 4 weeks, you've completely shifted how you approach your money. You started by facing your spending habits, cut what wasn't serving you, tackled your debt head-on, and built a safety net for the future. Think about that. 4 weeks ago, your money might have been controlling you. Now, you're in control of your money, and this is just the start. From here, your next steps are about growth, learning how to invest wisely, building multiple income streams, and using smart debt, not consumer debt, to build real wealth. Because when the rich use debt, they're not trying to buy status. They're buying time, freedom, opportunities. And now you've got the mindset and the habits to start doing the same. It won't always be easy. Life will throw challenges at you, unexpected bills, tempting expenses, maybe even moments of doubt. But you'll know how to pause, assess, and make smart decisions. Remember, financial freedom isn't about having $1 million tomorrow. It's about being able to make choices from a place of peace, not panic. So here's your final takeaway. Keep tracking your money. Keep saving and investing consistently. Use debt as a tool, not a trap. And build a life that reflects your values, not someone else's definition of success.